Stop walking. I know that sounds extreme, but I'm telling you this as a surgeon who has worked with thousands of seniors. Stay with me, because if walking is the only exercise you rely on, your body might not be getting the signal it truly needs to stay strong. You might be accidentally accelerating your own muscle loss, not preventing it. I have seen so many older adults who walk every single day. They feel active, they feel healthy, yet they still struggle to get up from a chair without using their hands, or they feel unsteady in the bathroom, or they avoid travel because they no longer trust their balance. Walking is wonderful for your heart and your mind, but after 65, it becomes a low-resistance activity and your muscles have already adapted to it, almost like the signal has gotten too quiet to build real strength. What your body needs now is a clearer message, a stronger stimulus, and the good news is that you can create that signal with just a few simple movements at home. Today, I will show you the exact exercises that rebuild the strength and stability you thought you had lost. And once you understand this shift, everything starts to make sense again. Before we begin, tell me your age and where you are watching from, because I genuinely read every single comment. Here is what most people in their 60s and 70s never get told. Muscles do not get weaker simply because of age. They get weaker because the signal that tells them to grow becomes quieter and quieter over time. After 65, your body gets so used to low-effort activities like walking that the muscle fibers stop paying attention. They have adapted. It is almost like the volume knob on the message from your brain has been turned down and the muscles are no longer responding the way they used to. At the same time, the neuromuscular system, the connection between your brain and your muscles, begins to slow. That slowing is one of the biggest reasons you can feel strong during a walk, but still struggle with simple things like standing up from a chair or catching yourself when you slip. Your muscles are not reacting fast enough because they are not being challenged enough. That is also why falls increase even in active adults. Walking keeps you moving, but it does not train the strength or the quick stability that protects you when life surprises you. The encouraging part is that this decline is not fixed. The moment you give your body a stronger stimulus, even a small one, the signal wakes back up and your strength starts to return faster than you expect. The first movement I want you to learn today is called the heel raise, and it is one of the simplest ways to wake up the entire lower leg. As we get older, the ankles lose strength faster than almost any other part of the body, and that weakness shows up as wobbling when you turn, shuffling when you walk, or feeling unsure when the ground is uneven. When the ankles are weak, the whole balance system starts to struggle, and that is why so many adults in their 60s and 70s feel unsteady even if they stay active. Heel raises help reverse that. They strengthen the calf muscles, support the Achilles tendon, improve blood flow, and send a strong, clean signal through the lower leg so your nervous system is ready for the movements that come next. To do the basic version, stand tall, with your feet about hip-width apart, and place a hand near a wall or a sturdy chair for safety. Shift your weight evenly across your whole foot and slowly lift your heels off the floor until you are standing on the balls of your feet. Hold at the top for a brief moment, then lower your heels back down with control. Think 1 count up and 2 counts down. Keep your chest open, keep your shoulders relaxed, and avoid leaning forward. Aim for 10 to 15 repetitions and repeat that 2 or 3 times. When this becomes comfortable, you can move to the advanced option, which is the single leg heel raise. For this one, stand on one foot while the other leg bends slightly behind you or touches lightly for balance. Lift the heel of the standing foot in the same slow, controlled motion. This variation lights up your core, your hips, and your ankle stabilizers, and it is one of the most powerful ways to improve dynamic balance. You can lightly hold the wall if you need to. Heel raises may look simple, but they make you walk taller, push off the ground with more strength, and feel more secure every time you change direction. This single movement prepares your body for everything else we are about to do. The second movement is the sit to stand, and I want you to think of this as your lifeline to independence, because it is the single motion you repeat more than almost anything else in daily life. Every time you get out of bed, rise from a chair, step out of a car, or lift yourself off the toilet, you are performing a version of this movement. When the thighs and hips lose strength, those basic actions start to feel harder, and that is when people begin relying on their hands, pushing off the armrests, or avoiding situations where they might have to get up quickly. Sit to stand brings that strength back. To perform it safely, stand in front of a sturdy chair with your feet about shoulder width apart. Keep your chest open and your spine neutral. Push your hips back as if you are about to sit and lower yourself in a slow, controlled path until you barely touch the seat. The moment you feel the chair under you drive through your heels, squeeze your glutes, and return to standing. Make sure the power comes from your legs, not your hands. If you need the chair for balance, you can hover your fingers lightly, but let your legs do the work. Aim for a small set of repetitions at first, and then build from there. One of the biggest mistakes I see is people dropping too quickly and collapsing onto the chair or letting their knees cave inward. Slow the movement down and focus on staying steady the entire way. What makes sit to stand so important is the science behind it. Studies show that this single movement can reduce fall risk by up to 50% because it strengthens the exact muscles that keep you stable when you shift your weight or try to catch yourself. It also improves the communication between your brain and your legs, which helps you react faster when life throws you off balance. This is not just an exercise. It is a direct path back to confidence and control in your everyday life. The third movement is the wall push-up, and I want you to see this as your upper body fall defense because the strength you build here is the same strength you rely on when you push yourself out of bed, when you lift groceries, or when you reach out to catch yourself during a stumble. Most people focus on their legs as they get older, and that is important, but losing strength in your chest, shoulders, and arms can be just as limiting. When the upper body weakens, you start to notice it in the small moments. Pushing a door open, steadying yourself on a counter, or trying to rise from a soft mattress. This simple movement brings that capability back. To perform the wall push-up, stand facing a wall about an arm's length away. Place your hands flat on the wall at shoulder height and just slightly wider than your shoulders. Keep your body in a straight line from head to heels and begin to bend your elbows as you lower your chest toward the wall. Take about 2 seconds on the way down, keeping your elbows at a gentle 45-degree angle instead of flaring them out. When you reach a comfortable depth, press through your palms and return to the starting position with control. Start with a small number of repetitions, maybe 8 to 10, and take your time. As this becomes easier, you can step your feet a little farther back to increase the resistance. One of the most common mistakes I see is letting the hips sag or pushing too quickly without control. Stay steady and keep your focus on smooth movement. What makes this exercise so valuable is how directly it applies to real life. Stronger arms and shoulders give you the power to brace yourself during a slip, push yourself upright from the floor or the bed, and move through your day with more confidence. This is not about doing a perfect push-up. This is about protecting your independence by rebuilding the strength that keeps you safe. The fourth movement is the standing march with arm swing, and this one is all about training the kind of balance you actually need in real life. Most falls do not happen when you are standing still. They happen when you are moving, turning, reaching, or shifting your weight from one leg to the other. This simple marching pattern teaches your body how to stay steady during those exact moments. It activates your hips, your core, and the coordination pathways between your brain and your legs, so your body reacts faster and more confidently. To perform the standing march, stand tall, with your feet about hip-width apart, and place one hand lightly on the back of a sturdy chair if you need support. Lift your right knee toward hip height while your left arm swings forward just like a natural walking pattern. Lower with control and switch sides by lifting your left knee while your right arm swings forward. Keep the motion slow and steady. This is not about speed. It is about teaching your body how to move with control. Try marching for about 30 seconds, rest briefly, and repeat. As you get more comfortable, let go of the chair or lift your knees slightly higher to increase the challenge. One of the most important parts of this movement is the way it lights up your core. Every time you lift a knee, your midsection has to stabilize to keep you upright, and that stability is what prevents stumbles when you walk on uneven ground or change direction quickly. With practice, you will feel your balance improve, and you will notice more confidence in your steps. This movement may look simple, but it trains the exact skills that keep you safe, steady, and moving with ease. Now that you have learned all 4 movements, let me put them together for you so you can actually use them in your weekly routine. You start by waking up the lower legs with heel raises. You move into sit to stand to build the strength that gets you out of chairs and protects your hips. Then you train your upper body fall defense with wall push-ups, and you finish with the standing march to sharpen your balance and coordination. These 4 exercises cover the entire foundation of strength and stability you need in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. The routine works best when you do it 3 times a week. It does not have to be long or complicated. 10 minutes is enough as long as you stay consistent. Each week, try adding just a couple of extra repetitions or holding the top of a movement for 1 extra second. Small, steady increases make a bigger difference than you think. What matters most is not how hard you push, but how often you show up. Consistency always beats intensity, especially for older adults, because your body responds beautifully to repeated signals. When you give it the right message over and over again, it adapts, it strengthens, and it protects you. Keep it simple, stay patient, and you will feel the changes sooner than you expect. Before you forget this moment, I want you to try 1 repetition right now. Either do a single, sit to stand, or do 1 slow heel raise, and just pay attention to how your body responds. Feel your legs working, feel your balance adjusting, feel that little spark of strength waking back up. That feeling matters because it is your proof that you are not stuck and you are not done. Your muscles can still learn, your balance can still improve, and your confidence can still grow at any age. These tiny signals add up in real life. They help you stand taller when you get out of bed, feel steadier when you step out of the shower, and move through your day with more control. 1 rep may seem small, but it is the first step toward a stronger version of yourself, and you just took it. As we wrap up today, I want you to remember one thing. Strength is a choice. It is not determined by your age. It is determined by the signals you give your body day after day. I have seen people in their 70s, 80s, even their 90s rebuild strength they thought was gone forever, simply because they decided to start. The exercises you learn today are not complicated, and they do not require a gym. They are small, clear messages that tell your muscles and your nervous system you are still in the game. If you are ready to take that step, type "ready" in the comments so I know you are committing to yourself. I read every single message, and it genuinely motivates me to create more of the content you need. If you have not subscribed yet, make sure you do, because next week, I am going to walk you through the #1 protein mistake that quietly destroys muscle in people over 65 and how to fix it. It is one of the most important lessons I teach, and I do not want you to miss it. And before you go, think of someone you care about, a parent, a sibling, a friend, or a neighbor who might be feeling weaker or less confident on their feet. Share this video with them. You might be giving them the exact push they need to start rebuilding their strength too.